Hello everyone, we are live. We're going to be doing our Colorado Trail Q&A today. I'm going to be answering all of your questions about the timeline and everything that we're going to be doing out there in Colorado. So I'm excited to be with you guys today. I'll pull up the questions that we received real quick. I'm going to pull up those questions so I have them ready. My community page. Once you come on the live, go ahead and just drop a comment. Let me know you're here. All right. Got all the questions. All right, guys, we are going to, like I said, just drop a comment. Let me know that you are here. I definitely want to greet you guys and say hello. We are getting ready for all of you guys that are new to the channel. We are getting ready to hike the Colorado Trail. And I'm super excited about this hike, not only because of the scenery, because it's also probably, it's the longest hike I'm going to be able to do this year. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I completed the AT last year, and I am really looking forward to being back on trail for a good amount of time. Which Colorado Trail should take about a month is what I'm scheduled out for. So, but yeah, all right. Well, we're going to get into some of the questions that I received about what we're doing for the Colorado Trail, and the first question is from Miss CLM Hawaii. And she said, well, how did you prep for the afternoon thunderstorms that seem to plague that hiking trail? If you guys don't know the Colorado Trail does have monsoon season, and monsoon season happens during the summer months. So basically, I mean, as far as prepping for it, I think that, as long as it's going to be a part of the weather while I'm out there, I do have a Garmin Mini InReach 2. If there's any severe weather, I'll get my warnings and everything through that. And the only way I prepped for it was by avoiding the biggest part of the season, and that is June and July. That's the reason why I'm going to be starting at the very, very end of July and hiking through the month of August, because that seems to be the best window to avoid what is the monsoon seasons out there. If there are going to be afternoon thunderstorm warnings and things like that, I'll probably be getting up early in the day and trying to get most of my hiking in so that I can find a place where I can be safe, where me and Leo can be safe and stuff at the end of the hiking day. So that is how I've prepped for it. I don't know necessarily how you can prep for a afternoon thunderstorm or a monsoon. When you're out there on the trail, you're kind of just out there. I think it's being smart about not being at some of the higher places when the afternoon thunderstorms are more likely to come through. So I will kind of plan, my days sometimes around what the elevation is going to be, whether there's a storm or anything in the area during that time. So if you guys are just coming into the chat there, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. I want to say hello and welcome for you guys for being here. And so that is how I've prepped for the afternoon thunderstorms. I didn't know about them, and that's what we're going to be doing. So the second question that I received is, are you planning to cold soak your meals like you did on the AT? Or will hot food and beverage be necessary on those cold nights and mornings? This is a question that's going to be very easily answered by my newest video that I'm releasing this week. And so the short answer to that is yes, I will be cooking, and I will be bringing an actual stove this time. I didn't bring a stove on the AT, or I started out with the stove, and I wound up sending the stove home because I just wasn't utilizing it, and I didn't really find the need to do it. But with the Colorado Trail, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than on that AT. The AT, I was trying to get the AT done in a 4 to 5 month period. So I was pushing. But the Colorado Trail, I think I'm going to be able to do it in less than 30 days and keep myself around 17 to 20 miles and not have to do big miles to try to finish it in a certain period of time. I really want to take in the beauty and I really want to enjoy the Colorado Trail. So my plan is a little bit different. So I do plan on getting up in the morning, having a nice cup of coffee, enjoying the views, enjoying nature and the wildlife there. And so yes, I will be carrying the stove, but for my absolute full food plan, since it's completely different from my AT through hike, check out this week's video when I release it. I think it's going to be released Thursday or Friday, and that will show you everything I'm planning. I've went ahead and I've purchased all 26 days worth of food. 26 days of hiking is what I plan on, and so I've planned all of the food. I've prepackaged it. I have it ready to ship out, and so that's going to all be waiting for me. And a lot of people ask me, why do I do that? Why do I ship my food out versus going in and just resupplying while I'm on trail? The reason why I do that is because I find it easier when I get to towns to be able to enjoy my time in towns, to not have to have extra chores to go do. So if I'm going to take a zero, which I'm definitely going to take a few zeros, like I says, I plan on hiking for 26 days. That's going to give me four days to take basically 1 day a week off and enjoy wherever town that I'm in, basically all the towns that I'm going to resupply in. And so what I'm going to be doing is, when I get to town, when you get to town on a long distance hike, hey, David, how are you? I'll answer that for you here in a second. You guys, if you have any additional questions, I'm going to answer all the ones I already have. But if you have any additional questions, drop them there in the chat, and I'll make sure I answer those. But so when I get to town, I like to enjoy town. Like I want to go out, eat. I want to talk to the people. I want to shower, wash my clothes. Those are necessary chores, but I don't want any unnecessary chores. And shopping just requires a lot of time, right? So I have to find a way to get to the store. A lot of times when you get to these stores, especially in these small trail towns, they don't have like Walmarts or the regular chain stores that you're used to the food. So you have to kind of adjust and change what you eat by every time you go into a different type of store. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to basically have all my food purchased and shipped so that when I get to my places, I just grab it, fill my bag up, and I can enjoy my time while I'm in town. So David Posey asked the question, how is Leo getting to the trail? Well, David, Leo is a service dog, so he'll be flying with me out to Colorado, and he basically can go everywhere I go. So he's just coming with me. So, hey, Sue from New Orleans, how are you, Sue LJ? So yeah. So that's it. Leo is, I'm a disabled veteran, and Leo's my service dog. So he comes with me everywhere. That's the reason why you saw him, be able to go other places that people don't take their dogs, and when Leo summoned it to Todd, it's because he is a service animal. So yes. Hello from Atlanta. Hey, Melanie. Thank you. Well, you're going to get a whole lot of us here coming real soon on the Colorado Trail. So now I'm going to go into my next question. If you guys have any questions when you come into the chat, just leave them there and I will be answering them all. So the next one is, how is it going, man? This is from Juan Delgado. He says, coming to you from South Florida, any major gear changes for the trip opposed to the AT? Yes. As a matter of fact, I mean, all my gear is pretty much different. There's going to be very, very few pieces of gear. I think my quilt is going to be the same. Outside of that, my quilt and my pillow and my water filter. My quilt, my pillow, water filter is going to be the same. But so basically, almost all of my other gear is going to be completely different. I have a different backpack. I have a different tent. I have a different sleeping pad. I have I have a lot of different things. But I am going to be doing and releasing a gear video, and that's the food video is going to be coming out this week. The gear video is going to be about 10 days after that, and then by then I should be in Colorado. I am 11 days from flying out. And I'm going to spend the first few days in Colorado with one of my dear friends. And while we're there, just kind of spend a few days kind of acclimating to the elevation. Maybe do a few short day hikes or something with him. And I'm going to be camping and spending time in the woods while I'm there before we leave out for the trail. So um, Sue LJ, I hollered at Leo at Trail Days Parade. I love gear updates. Well, fantastic. I love giving them, guys. If you guys don't know, I am very much a gear junkie. And I love new gear and I love playing with new gear. So yeah, my gear set for this trail is completely different from what when I brought on the AT. And I just want to get out there and see how it performs over a long hike. So I've definitely got a lot of different things that I'm doing this time. So I know Leo is getting itchy paws and getting ready to hit the trail. Absolutely. He is definitely ready. We stay pretty active. If you guys keep up with my channel, you know that at least once a month I try to go out and do a backpacking trip once a month. I have skipped this month before I leave so that I can spend some extra time for my family because I'll be gone for a month. But other than that, my wife was very, very aware that I need to spend some time alone in the woods. And so I normally plan at least one trip a month to get outside and to spend some alone time backpacking and hiking. So yes, definitely, Leo's definitely ready. He's always ready. If you see me grab my backpack or if he sees me grab his backpack, he gets like excited because he knows what's going on. So yeah, Colorado will be it's a change of environment. I've done one hike in Colorado. I took a visit out there to test my cold weather gear before I started the AT. So that's been, going on, 2 years now since I was there in Colorado. And Colorado is a very different environment than the Appalachian Trail. So there'll be a lot of things that I'm doing differently as far as I'm going to be wearing long sleeves and a hood and things to protect myself from the sun. Those are things that you do have to take into consideration when you're backpacking in a different area like that. So how old is Leo? Leo is, let's see, I think it's 2 years and 9 months. Yeah, about 2 years and 9 months, just under 3 years, So we have, my wife celebrates the day that we, I don't know what she called it. We got Leo, we rescued Leo from a family that was no longer able to keep him. They said he was too large for their house and all those type of things. So we celebrate the day that we got him every year. My wife keeps up with that, and she tells me, but yes, so yes, that's how old he is. So, any other questions about the Colorado Trail? Irene Muck Hills sounds like a wonderful plan. I can't wait to follow you guys on this hike. I'm excited about this hike, guys. There was a lot of going into the Appalachian Trail through hike. There was a lot of anticipation and antsiness because I've never done something so daunting as like walking 2,000 miles and living in the woods for a period of 5 months. But now, now it's just, I know what I'm up against. I'm going to a different part of the country. There's different challenges when you go to a different part of the country, but it's basically hiking. I got to get up every day. I've got to walk, and I've just got to deal with situations as they come along. So we are hiking from Denver to Durango. So I guess that would be considered the southbound route. It normally, it really is kind of like west, south, west, south, west, south. If you look at the trail, the way that it goes. So, but it's a beautiful, beautiful region, and I can't wait. I just can't wait. It's going to be such a good time. So, so yeah. So I think I answered all of the questions that I had on that. J Ray reached out. Looking forward to following you guys. Stay safe, happy out there. And so, yeah. Sue LJ said, I am guessing that you eat healthier trail food now. Mailing it helps, I'm sure. Looking forward to your hike. Yeah. So Sue, if you look at, like it says, that video I'm going to be releasing this week shows you, if you go back and look at my AT meal plan, which I pretty much stuck to, and versus the meal plan that I'm going to be releasing this week, and you'll see the difference on the way that I focus on what food that I'm taking in. There's a reason for that, because when I started the AT, I was about 225 pounds, and by the time I got to Virginia, I was already down to 202 pounds. So, and it wasn't from lack of eating. It definitely wasn't from lack of eating. But yeah, so I definitely had to figure some things out and change things to work for me. Uh, you see the way that a lot of people finish the trail like the Appalachian Trail after they've hiked all those 2,000 miles. Guys, especially, they look like they've just lost like a tremendous amount of weight. And I'm a bigger guy, so I carry a little bit more muscle mass and things like that from doing jujitsu for the last 15 years. But I didn't want to come back looking like somebody who hasn't eaten. And so when I dropped that amount of weight, I was like, yeah, I got to make some changes to what I'm doing. So I changed my focus, and like I said, that'll all be released in this video this week, and kind of really give you guys an idea of what my focus is on how I'm going to be eating. And it's not about eating healthy; it's just more about focusing on the right nutrients. And I mean, because my Appalachian Trail, I was just eating whatever I wanted. So, any other questions about the Colorado Trail, or you guys want to say hi to Leo? Come here, Leo. Yeah. He's always sitting right next to me. Up, up. I know you don't. I know that's not normal. Come on, up, 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 up. There he is. All right. There's Leo. So he normally doesn't allowed to be up, and especially on me. So he was like hesitant, like, "Why are you calling me up, Dad?" Because that's the only way you can see him on camera. But he's always like right at my feet, laying right here. So no, that's my cookie. No. All right. Lay down. So there, Leo got to make his presence on live. And if you can see there in the background, I also have, this way, there is our other two dogs. This is our English bulldog, Ezekiel, right? And then over there, my finger work right, is Kimura. Kimura is our French bulldog. So definitely not hiking dogs, and they are definitely our pets. They are more doing what they're doing right now, dogs, which is laying down and sleeping dogs. So yeah, Ezekiel and Kimura laying there in the background are our other animals that are here in the house. Oh, Leo, listen up, lay down. He's cleaning the ground. He does that in the house like he does when we're outside camping. He'll scratch at the ground to make a nice comfy spot for himself. So, you guys have any other questions? I see we have like 17 people with us live now. I definitely don't see 17 comments out there. So let me know where you guys are at right now. So let me know, where you guys are from and everything. I'd love to know. I mean, it's amazing when I look at the statistics on my channel, and seeing that only out of all the people that watch my videos, only 50% of them are from the United States. So I actually have like a very diverse audience of a lot of different countries, and that I find that very, very interesting. But I guess hiking in the outdoors is something that not just Americans are passionate about. So I would love one day to possibly do some overseas hikes, but me getting to do something overseas would, my wife definitely would want to be a part of it, and she doesn't want to go hiking. So Tobias Hans, happy trails for the Toby. Yeah, Toby won AT 2023. So yeah, Toby was a guy that I met when I was doing a section hike before my through hike, but he is a through hiker from Germany that was hiking. He was on his through hike when I was doing my section hike. I was hiking from Georgia to the Smokies, to the Fontana Dam there, and I got to spend some time around Toby while I was there. And interesting, I lived in Germany for a few years. Aloha from Honolulu. Ah, well, I mean, Miss CLM Hawaii. That was a pretty obvious name. That yeah, I have some very, very dear friends of mine that are from Hawaii, and I love them. Brandy Danforth is from San Marcos, Texas. Just got back from training hike up Guadalupe Peak in far west Texas. My daughter and I will be completing 100 miles of the Colorado Trail. Well, awesome. Maybe, I mean, I don't know if it's during the month of August, but that's when I'll be out there. So I'm excited to meet some people. You know, the Colorado Trails, like I said, it's a lot different from the AT. When I looked at how I was going to get my resupplies and stuff, I started looking at the Far Out app. That's what we use for navigation when we're on one of these long trails. And the information in the Far Out app, there's just not as much of it as there was on the Appalachian Trail. I guess because there's just, I mean, I can't imagine that Colorado would have like less hikers. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful and hiked places in all of the world. So I can't imagine there's not a good amount of hikers out there on the Colorado Trail. Maybe they're just not using Far Out because the trails may be so well marked you really don't necessarily need it. I got it because I find it very useful to have the comments that are in Far Out of the people that have gone there, and they talk about water sources, or they talk about how to get a hitch to town, or things like that. So I love using the Far Out app, and it also helps keep track of my mileage, or maybe help me plan out like how far I want to go and things like that. So it seems like it's a different culture, because I've also called to a couple of towns that I thought that I was going to stay at, and they didn't seem to be as like hiker friendly as some of the other places, as far as like getting a trail. So the first few places that I'm stopping at, let's go over that real quick. So all of my stops on the Colorado Trail, let me pull this up, is I've got them planned out as far as where I'm going to be going to. Let me see if I can find it here. Maybe on the computer. If I have to get it on the computer, I might lose you guys. So I don't want to do that. I don't know. It should say up. All right. So I'm going to click over here to the other screen. So the towns that I'm going to be stopping at here on the Colorado Trail. So basically, the first stop is going to be Breckenridge. And then it's going to be Twin Lakes, Salida, and then I had planned on Creed, but that was the one that I was having problems finding, like good resources or a place to be able to stay. So I actually switched that one up, and we're going to be staying, instead of Creed, we're going to be staying in Lake City. Lake City is the place where I live, in Lake City, Florida, by the way. But Lake City, Colorado, has a great church that has a hiker resource center that I'm super excited about visiting. I've chatted with the pastor and texted him and everything, and he's ready to receive my box. And definitely they have a hiker feed every Sunday evening. So I'm hoping that the timing winds up to where I wind up in there on a Sunday. That would be absolutely fantastic to be able to enjoy that and fellowship with some people and everything. Hey, Miss Gail. I'm excited that you guys are going to be watching. So I will definitely give him a pat. And it's good to hear from you as well. But so those are the major stops there that I plan on doing. Probably a day in each one of those towns as I go through. I'm going to spend the first few days there in Colorado Springs with my buddy, and then we're going to be, he'll be dropping me off at the trailhead. Now, the one thing that I am going to be not skipping, but I'm going to be taking a different route, is the beginning of the Colorado Trail, right there in the Waterton Valley area. Now, it says you're not allowed to bring a dog. Obviously, Leo's being a service dog, he's the exception. But I've heard that it's just a really, really long road walk. And so there's another trail that that you can skip over that. It's the Indian Creek Trailhead. So, and the Indian Creek Trail is actually a much nicer trail to skip over that long road walk at the very beginning of the Colorado Trail. So I think I'm going to be taking that route instead. I was very much a purist on the Appalachian Trail as far as every white blaze needed to be passed, and I had to carry my backpack for every step. I mean, I didn't slack pack at all. I basically carried my backpack all the way up to Katahdin. I prefer to do it that way. Nothing against anybody that chooses to do it any other way. If you walk yourself from Georgia all the way to Maine, you are considered a thru hiker 100%, and everybody has their own version of what they enjoy when they go out hiking. Myself, I was very much like, if I'm going to do this, this is the way I want to do it. And I just, in my own head, not for anybody else, for my own accomplishment, I want to walk every step with my backpack, and I want to take every single white blaze and no blue blazes and no reroutes or none of that stuff. And I was able to achieve that, thankfully. Hiking last year was before all the storms and the damage that's happened in that region. So, I was fortunate enough to be able to walk every step with my backpack and hit all the white blazes. On the Colorado Trail, I just want to enjoy myself. So I've got a month to do it, and I just want to go out there, and I'm not going to be trying to hit big, giant numbers like I did on the Appalachian Trail, where my highest day was like 30-something miles. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to try to kill myself at all. I really just want to enjoy Colorado. So that's what I'm most excited about. Hello, Maureen from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Maureen she says, hi, Leo. Hi, Leo. All right, he's still laying here on the ground beside me. So, you guys have any other questions about the Colorado Trail through hike? Definitely, I don't know if that it's normal or not normal, but I get a lot of people that will either DM me on Instagram or send me an email if they have a question, and I'm going to answer every single one of them. So feel free. If I feel like I can be a resource to anybody that wants to do something that I've done in life, whether it has something to do with jiu-jitsu or has something to do with my passion, like hiking or even business, or I feel like I want to be a resource to anybody and everybody that wants to do anything in life. And if I can do something or answer a question or be a resource for you, by all means, don't be afraid to reach out and ask me a question. I mean, I literally had a guy DM me yesterday that asked me, since I've hiked the entire Appalachian Trail with my dog, where was the best place to play fetch? I was like, that's a pretty strange question. And I just explained to him that, look, Leo's a service dog. He doesn't play fetch, he definitely plays. He gets out and plays, but I don't do games and stuff with him like that. But yeah. So, but yeah, if I could ever answer any questions, you guys don't be afraid to always, reach out to email me or DM me. I'll definitely answer all those things. I'm very good about making sure that all my followers get a response to every time I post a video. If you comment on it, you're going to get a response, and that's just something that I've stuck to. I don't know if the channel grows massively that I would be able to do that, because I might spend all day having to do that. But right now, I enjoy being able to respond to people. I just enjoy the fact that somebody out there would spend their time to watch me do what I'm passionate about. I spent 15 years doing jiu-jitsu, and it took me 10 years to win a world championship and to get my black belt, and I'm able to run my gym and pour into other people now, and to help them find their passion and their dream and take the steps that they want to take. So for the hiking community, I would love to be the same thing. If I can inspire somebody to get out there and do something that they're not currently doing, I would, I hope that something I do inspires you to do that, to get off the couch and be more active. So, all right, Miss CLM Hawaii was thank you for looking forward to the hike, and just make sure you comment on those videos, and so I know you're watching. But thank you for hanging out with us live. All right, guys, we are coming up on 30 minutes. I didn't want to be on here too long, so we're probably going to be cutting this thing short since I've answered all the questions that I have. There's going to be, like I said, the food video is going to be coming out this week, and then the gear video is going to be coming out 10 days after that. Now, my posting schedule on the Colorado Trail, I have no idea what the signal's like out there. Definitely will be recording every single day. I'm going to try to get everything edited every single night, and when I have Wi-Fi, I'll be uploading the videos. So hopefully I'll be able to do daily videos the entire time that I'm out there, just like I did on the AT. And I'm excited because I got a few new pieces of equipment that I'm bringing with me that I think are going to enhance the video experience and everything that I'm doing out there. So thanks, Lover X. Good times. So yeah, so you know, I'm excited about, you know, going out there. I love the creative part of video, of vlogging. So that gives me an outlet of something to focus on, to try to show the beauty of the places. Although you'll never ever experience it like it is live. Um, Being able to take somebody that may not ever be able to experience it with me is something that I am passionate about. So I do really enjoy that part of what I've been able to do here on YouTube for you guys. So David, what is Leo's food? What's Leo's food on the trail? Basically the same thing that, you know, that he did on the Appalachian Trail. We're going to be shipping his food out just like I'm shipping my food out, and we basically do 4-day carries. There's one section where we're going to do a 5-day carry. He's going to have a 5-day carry with him, and basically I just get the amount of scoops per day for him. I feed him in the morning and I feed him in the evening, which is something that he enjoys. He doesn't get that at home. He gets, you know, one big meal a day at home, but on the trail, I like to give him fuel for the hike and then fuel for recovery. So we kind of split the portion in half. But basically, he carries, you know, Leo's somewhere between 60 and 70 pounds. His pack with his food, which is basically, you know, I'm going to be doing Leo's backpack and, you know, what's in it on my gear video as well, so that you guys get to see. I get a lot of questions about what's Leo's gear, and the reason why I haven't done a full video about it is because it's not that complicated. There's not that much, so I don't feel like a full video would be required. But I am going to do it in my gear video, so you guys get to see what I use for Leo and how I keep it super simple to keep it easy for him. So basically, 4 to 5 day food carries. I do supplement his food with like the regular kibble that he has with moist and meaty packets. That gives him an additional calorie bump, and it's easier for me to throw 1, 2, 3, 4 of those guys in there, so I have like one per day, and that gives him you know, the calories needed while we're out there. Comics with Bueller, found your channel not long ago. I really enjoyed your videos. Appreciate the content, my friend. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate doing the content. I really enjoy it. Jason Gurjal, I'm probably saying that completely wrong. Hey, Mike, how many days do you think it's going to take you? Was going to ask about the gear, but I'm going to do the video. Yes. So, yeah, definitely watch the gear video, guys. My gear is completely different from what I'm doing on the AT. How many days? I gave myself 30 days. Yeah, if it takes less, it takes less. If it takes more, it takes more. I don't have a set timeline, but I'm thinking 30 days. I shipped out 26 days worth of food. So 26 days worth of food, 4 zeros in each one of the towns I plan on stopping at. That's where I got my 30 days from. Like I says, if it goes beyond that, fantastic. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So, Maureen, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you to say. All right, guys. Well, like I says, I'm gonna kind of wrap it up. I wanted to cut it off at 30 minutes, but we're a little bit over that. But thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait to be out there on the Colorado Trail. I'm 11 days from flying out, so you guys will be receiving content on that real soon. Like it says, food video coming up, gear video following, and then after that, you're going to start seeing my daily videos from the Colorado Trail. So stay tuned. Thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys real soon. All right, thanks, guys.